The Royal Slave. Gather around and let me tell you a story of faith, pride, and justice. A tale that echoes through the great Amakom Kingdom. Nana Kofi was a 50-year-old king who had no child even in his old age. His first marriage had fell on the rocks, and his second wife hadn't been able to give him any children yet. But as the years passed, God was gracious to him and finally listened to his prayers. In the land of Amakom, Queen Abena struggled through the night to bring forth her child. The royal court was tense, fearing for the queen's fragile health. When the first light of dawn touched the land, the sound of a newborn's cry filled the air. But as the midwives cleaned the little girl, Queen Abena breathed her last, leaving behind her newborn baby and the king, Nana Kofi, in sorrow. Now, among the queen's attendants was Efua, a humble slave woman. That very night, she too had given birth, but unlike the royal child, her daughter was destined to live as a slave. Efua's sister, Araba, who served as the queen's midwife, looked at the two infants and whispered, "Sister, we can change your daughter's fate." With hands shaking like leaves in the wind, Araba swabbed the babies. The queen's true daughter, wrapped in plain clothes, was taken from the palace and given to an old herbalist called Maame, while Efua's baby was wrapped in fine royal garments and presented as the princess of Amakom. The king, though has broken over his wife's passing, found comfort in his child. He named her Ya. She was raised as the princess who would one day rule the kingdom of Amakom. Meanwhile, the true princess, now called Ama, grew up in the quiet village of the herbal healers, never knowing who she really was. As time passed, Ya became a woman of great beauty, but her heart was full of pride. She looked down on others, speaking harshly to servants and elders alike. And if there was one person she so much disdained, it was Ama. Though they did not know their true connection, Ya treated Ama with contempt whenever she came near the palace. Even his father, Nana Kofi, Ya had no regards for him. One afternoon, Ya and her maidservant went down to the stream. There, they found Ama among the village girls fetching water with a clay pot. Ya scoffed at her, mocking her simple clothes and lowly status. But Ama, wise beyond her years, answered her with kindness. This only fueled Ya's anger. With a flick of her hand, she struck Ama's pot, shattering it into pieces. The village girls gasped in shock, but Ama simply gathered the broken pieces and walked away without complaining. God, however, sees all things. Not long after, King Nana Kofi fell ill, and his condition worsened with each passing day. The royal healers tried all they could, but nothing worked. So, word was sent out, calling upon the best healers in the land. Guess what? As fate would have it, one who should arrive at the palace was Ama, the skilled young healer trained by the old herbalist, Maame. The moment she entered the king's chamber, Nana Kofi, who was weak, felt something stir within him. This young woman moved and talked like his late wife, spoke like a noble, and bore an oddly familiar presence. This gave the king sleepless nights, but he shrugged it away. Days later, when Ama returned to check on the king's health, the truth started to reveal itself. As she turned to leave, the king's eyes fell upon a mark on her left shoulder, the same birthmark he bore upon his thigh. His heart pounded. To him, he thought he had another daughter from his first marriage, which was not made known to him. That night, the king summoned one of his most trusted elders. "Watch the girl," he ordered. "Find out where she comes from." The elder did as he was told. He went to the old herbalist, Mame Boatma, and asked about Ama's origins. The healer sighed and spoke. "She was brought to me as a baby by a slave woman. That woman claimed Ama's mother had died in childbirth." The elder dug deeper. He watched Ama closely. After much questioning, it was discovered that Ama's supposed mother had fled shortly after giving birth. Then, the queen's former midwife was called before the council of elders at the palace. Under great pressure, she finally broke down and revealed the truth, how she and her sister had swapped the babies that fateful night, and how her sister had disappeared afterward. The truth spread like fire. When the king learned this, he sent for Ama. Ama was brought before the king, and with tears in his eyes, he embraced her, saying, "My daughter." Her slave attire was immediately changed and was given a royal regalia. And so, the true princess of Amakom finally took her rightful place in the palace. As for Ya, her pride and cruelty had made her many enemies, and the people did not weep for her fate. She was stripped of her title and sent to live as a slave, the very life she had once looked down upon. So you see, the table of life turns around like how the earth revolves round the sun. Today, you might be in the darkest place, but tomorrow, you may be at a place where the light shines bright. Ya, through her pride, was sent away without a second thought from the king, and she went to live the life she had always mocked Ama for. The truth also can never be hidden. Irrespective of how long it keeps hidden, it will one day be revealed. I hope you've learned something from this story and will treat everyone equally, with respect and dignity, irrespective of how lowly their status is.